Hi, it's Poppy, and you are locked into the Unity Radio YouTube channel, The Real Sound of the City. Today, I am interviewing a very well-known artist. She goes under the name as Bella Penfold. If you don't know Bella, she was a contestant on X Factor in 2018 and made it all the way up until week 5 of the live shows. Today, we're going to be talking about her brand new single that she's brought out, Crocodile Tears, and how she feels being a Southern artist moving up into the North, and what her intake is on the music industry in Manchester, and how she's been during lockdown. Stay tuned.
I mean, it's been kind of crazy, you know, because I've moved to a new, like, obviously I've moved up here during lockdown. But it's been kind of nice to get settled and stuff. And I also started a new job, but we are allowed to be working over lockdown. So it hasn't really made me stay in too much because my job allows me to still go to work, like obviously under social distancing regulations. My normal job anyway, not music.
Yeah, I was going to get into that. So you're not actually from Manchester, are you?
No, I'm from down south.
So where down south are you based?
Well, before I moved here, I was based in Kent, but I've lived pretty much everywhere down there. I've lived Kent, Sussex, Essex. I've done like the whole sweep down south, really.
So lived in Essex.
Yeah, I was in Essex for a couple of years. You know, I'd done my college there for a few years, and then I went back to Kent.
Yeah. So, like, you've only just recently moved to Manchester. Was it like last year? Did you say just recently?
Yeah, about 6 months ago. Yeah.
What do you think of Manchester coming from there?
I absolutely love it. I best city in the UK that I've been to by far. The people are always smiling. I think there's just beautiful bits of the city, and the music. That's why I come here, and it definitely hasn't let me down. That's for sure. Like the people I've got to work with.
About the music industry in Manchester, because I know from speaking to a lot of artists from down London, they say it's so different.
Yes, very different. I feel like they're a lot more giving up here with their time and, you know, with their expertise. I feel like London, no one wants to share their advice because no one wants anyone to do better than them. Whereas up here, people are willing to share their advice because they want other people to go as far, if not further, than themselves. So I think that's a really nice thing, and a lot more community here in the music, I think, personally.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's like everyone's like a massive community and really wants to help each other.
Yeah, for sure.
JP especially, like, he's a legend.
Yeah, just me.
Legend. So in the music industry in Manchester, who have you met, like, within any artists in Manchester, people who you've collaborated with? Because I know you have collaborated with SK World.
Yeah. A couple of others. Some of my favourite artists got to be Robin Knight's.
Yeah,
one of my favourite artists up here, which was kind of mad the way I met her, because I'd come up in February to do some work with Pesmo, because I covered one of Sammy songs, that Bait Lies. And I'd listened to Robin's music down south, but had no idea that she was based up in Manchester. And then I've come up and I'm like, and Pesmo's like, oh, yo, like, well, we've got a really great girl writer. And she's walked in, I'm like, yo, this is kind of crazy. But so I already followed her music. I don't know how it got to me all the way down there, but it did. So the music up here is infiltrating the south, so don't worry about that. It's getting down there, but there's some great artists. Yeah, you know, you've got Sammy, you've got P1 Caps, and Robin. Yeah, the list is absolutely endless. Pesmo, lots of people, Kamali.
You could collaborate with anyone, like, right now, like, who you haven't or you're not planning on to collaborating with. Who would you pick? Like,
what, Manchester based?
Yeah, Manny.
But probably Robin, because I think her music's actually my favourite. Like I actually love her music. So yeah.
I think she's got like her own unique sound, Robin.
Yeah, she's sick. She's on it. Her.
So obviously we'll go like 2 years ago, like X Factor.
So, okay, it's been a while since I spoke about this. Okay.
Honestly, yeah. So I remember watching you, but then I literally like refreshed my mind, and I remember the 6-chair challenge. Oh my God, yeah, like, when
I sounded awful. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my voice is so much better now. When I watch it, I cringe. Absolutely cringe.
When like it came on, you started singing, and then as soon as you started rapping, I was like.
No, do you know what that was?
So
that was the first time.
What's it like being on a stage with that many people?
I mean, my favourite bit about being an artist is getting on the stage. Always has been. I could be up there singing, dancing, rolling around, pretend to be a banana. I don't know, but as long as I'm on a stage, that's where I'm happiest. presenting, absolutely anything. I just know that's where I want to be. Like, I will push this industry and get to a point where I just want to entertain people, which is amazing. And then obviously the X Factor gave me a massive go at being able to do that. And it was nice to be able to not just go on stage, but in front of cameras and interviews, and I just love the whole thing. And I think that's why this is definitely a job for me, because I just love every bit of the day, waking up and 6 o'clock in the morning doing 30,000 interviews. Yeah. I absolutely love it.
Literally, and like when I watched it as well, especially when like Simon said, I can't give you a seat, like my stomach literally, like my stomach even dropped watching it, you know, I was like, what? I was like, what? And then, oh my God, and then when he pressed the golden buzzer, I was like,
my head fell off.
I was like, oh my God, I would have still started crying. I'd be like, why have you just said no and then said yeah? Like, what the hell?
My head absolutely fell off. Absolutely. I still can't believe it to this day. Like, that will forever be the pinnacle life-changing moment of my life that told me I need to get my act together and, you know, and stop sitting on my laurels and stop waiting for other people to come and give me an opportunity, and I need to go and get it, and I need to go and find it. And that was a point where I was like, yo, like, I think I actually have what it takes, you know. And I was like, what? And I can remember calling my dad because he wasn't there, and I was going, I've only gone and done it. Like, it was just mind-blowing, the whole thing. It makes me smile, but I definitely cringe at it now.
Out of all the performances, because you was in the live shows as well as until week 5. Which one out of all the performances, even your first audition, which one was your favorite one?
Definitely the first live show, or maybe Judges' House. Either Judges' Houses or the first live show. Just because the first live show, I included my brother in one of the raps, and it was very special to catch him crying in the audience. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. So in the 6-chair challenge, what made you pick "Blinded by Your Grace" by Stormzy?
So we actually picked that on that day. So I can't remember what song I originally picked, but it wouldn't get cleared. So obviously you've got a big legal team on the show, and obviously not all songs get cleared. So we're hunting for a song, just couldn't find one. And I had my cousin with me, who's from Peckham in London. So at the time she was a massive Stormzy fan. She went, why don't you do "Blinded by Your Grace"? And we all just sat in the room, and I'd never rapped before in front of anybody. I'd never... and I was like, they was like, can you rap? And I was like, well, if you want me to do the song, then I guess I'm gonna, innit I? So, and that was that. And I know I'm not the greatest, and my voice sounded awful, but it was a big learning curve. But it made me happy. It made the audience happy.
No, I think what more could you want? Like the energy. In every performances, you've had energy. Like,
bundles of that.
Like, it doesn't even matter, honestly. Like, you smashed every single one of it.
Oh, thank you very much.
How did it start to tour?
That was absolutely incredible. So that was actually one of the first times I actually come to Manchester City before I moved here. But that was just mind-blowing. And I think a lot of people forget that it's a lot more than just being in a studio and writing music, this job. It is constantly signing autographs. It's constantly smiling and being happy, because at the end of the day, you're a role model to kids, and it's being truthful to yourself, and it's being able to take time and knowing when you're pushing too hard, because that was hard. There's a lot of people I know that just wouldn't even get through them long hours, because that was strenuous. I mean, we was up crack of dawn going to bed at literally 2-3 in the mornings. We was knackered. We was actually knackered, but great. I felt great, and I think that's why, because I've got ADHD, I'm 100 miles an hour. So for me, this job, like, it makes me...
I can relate to you, trust me.
It calms me down, because I'm so worn out sometimes. It brings me down on a level, so I never really get run out of energy, which is nice. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely lends to my energy levels.
If you could give advice to like a young girl or even a young guy that wants to, like, obviously after lockdown and everything, when X Factor comes back on, like, if they want to like audition, what honest advice would you give to them?
I'd just say, just don't take the criticism too harshly, and be prepared to feel like you're going to cry, because I feel like we all said that when we was getting criticised, that even the boys on the show, they was like, it's a very weird thing to stand there in front of an audience and get criticised by people that you know but you've never met before, because obviously we all know who the judges are. So everyone was trying to hold back tears, and it's being able to remain humble and stand there and take the criticism, which I think's a beautiful thing. And I think that always lends itself more to being an artist, is if you can keep your composure when times are a little bit tough.
Yeah, I think that definitely is it in the music industry, and even out of like a show like X Factor, you really have to handle criticism because you get it a lot.
Yeah.
Not let it like eat away at your head.
You've just got to you've just got to let it go, and just, you know, remember that it's you're trying to make you happy and nobody else. Do you know what I mean? They're just coming along for the ride. Yeah, if that makes sense. So.
Yeah, 100%. So obviously I've checked out your Instagram. You've got sick fashion sense.
Oh, thanks.
About that. So, like, how did you like create your style, like to represent like your image, your personality, and like you as an artist?
Okay, so I don't know. I think maybe me coming out a little bit more, and then I started dressing a little bit more, well, not typically boyish, but just crossing over a little bit, and you know, and wearing more comfy clothes, and then stop wearing as much pink and things like that. And yeah, I just think it's kind of grown from there. And then obviously, the more I've been in the music and stuff like that, you start looking at other people, and you know, it's just kind of you pick things up, and then you find what you feel best in. And I think I found the clothes that I feel best in, so I've stuck with that. And but sometimes I like flicking more girly, sometimes I dress really boyish, no makeup. It just depends. I'll dress how I want to dress when I want to dress. Basically, sometimes I just wear pajamas. Do you know what I mean? All day.
Yeah, I was in my cat pajamas before. Me, I'm not. I just don't care anymore. I just who's your favourite brand?
Oh, who's my favourite brand? I love that brand. I think it's. I don't know how to pronounce it. Manier Devor. I think it actually based from up here, you know.
Oh my
just because the quality of the clothes, the quality at the price is like, wow. Like really good quality clothes.
Oh, you know, it's actually sick. I was on it today.
Oh my god, it's amazing. Also, you know, I like all the other fast fashion brands, like Pretty Little Thing and stuff. They're great for, you know, being able to switch up your style quickly without spending loads of money. Yeah, and then obviously I like all my high end brands like Prada and Dior.
Only one designer for the rest of your life? Like which one would it be?
One designer for the rest of my life. Probably have to be something like Off-White, you know, just because that is comfy. Do you know what I mean? I could get away with that for the rest of my life.
It kind of goes with everything Off-White as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think you can kind of dress it up, dress it down kind of vibe. So I'm game for that one.
So obviously, I think I can already tell you're more of a trainer girl than a heel girl.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do
you prefer Nike or Adidas?
Oh, Nike all day long.
Yeah, that's like me. Have you ever worn like would you ever wear like Adidas and Nike together? Like, what do you think?
Only if I'm doing like a supermarket run or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, then I just really don't care. Do you know what I mean? I'll have all the brands. Yeah. Then I have all the brands on. Do you know what I mean? But
after a bit, you literally just don't care, do you? I don't know what's.
No.
I've seen someone. I'm not even bothered. Don't even care. So obviously, let's talk about your new single that you brought out, Crocodile Tears. So tell me a little bit more about that and how you came about to write the lyrics and pick the name for it as well.
Okay, so I obviously come up here to do the music, and I was kind of struggling to find my sound, is what people would call it. But I think what I was struggling with was trying to find the way I approach a track, and I think that I kind of found that now it doesn't really matter kind of what genre it is, that how I approach it always sounds like me, which I think's a really beautiful thing that I learned up here. So yes, we're just in a studio, and me and Teo, and he's also known as Concept, and yeah, and it just kind of came out quite quickly, that song, I think, if I remember rightly. And Crocodile Tears is actually a name of another track, a sort of garagey track that I used to listen to ages and ages ago, and I've always just loved that concept and that idea of crocodile tears and how graphic that image is in my head of a crocodile crying. So yeah, I just wrote it pretty quick, and a lot of my music seems to be about breakups or falling in love, or I come across quite like quite hard on the outside, but then when you listen to my music, I could be a bit of a soggy biscuit. So yeah, so I'm always writing about soppy stuff. or Heartache and stuff. But yeah, I've got some other ones as well. But I'm very, very excited about it. Very excited.
We've obviously seen a sneak peek as well on Instagram, the bit of the visuals, and like you're in a pool and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's coming out. Like, can you like tell me a little bit more about the visuals? Like, what we're gonna see?
Okay, so the visuals were absolutely incredible. It was shot by actually my uncle Oscar Carris, who's part of Annex Films. But yeah, it was shot in Maidstone in Kent, so actually not too far from where I used to live. But yeah, it was just a mega day. There was swimming pools involved. There was a baby crocodile involved, but I'm going to let people know now it's not in the video. It's not in the video because he basically just sat at the bottom of the water and wouldn't move. So we was just like, there's not much we can do with that footage because he was just being basically a diva and just sitting there just chilling. So we just like scrapped the crocodile, but yeah, it was a really, really fun shoot, and everyone that come down from the makeup by Lottie and the stylists, Jackie and Nikki. Yeah, it was a very fun day and full of energy. But the BTS is great as well. I can't wait to show people the BTS. That's very funny as well. I'm just a twat for a whole 5 minutes and 34 seconds. It's great.
Yeah, but that's what we love to see, though. Was this your first music video?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was my first music video.
How do you feel like filming your first ever music video?
It was an absolute dream on the day, an absolute dream. Because obviously we got to film a lot of stuff on the X Factor, not so much music videos, but obviously we always had cameras around. But it never felt as special because it wasn't your own music. Do you know what I mean? And so I love acting. So that was where my love and passion for the arts come from originally, was performing and acting. So to be able to visually bring music to life, and to be able to stand and act and things like that, and kind of create a little movie was great fun. It's
all about music. It isn't just about something to listen to. It's a form of art. So you see it, and it all goes together, and it is just one big piece of art. So the fact that you've got the visual, you've got the confidence, you're just going to smash it. So we'll be able to envision exactly what you're thinking. But if you could film your next music video in any destination in the world, like, where would you pick?
It's right here in Manchester. It's happening here. I'm really excited. Because obviously this is what I came here to do. Come here to get in the thick of it. Love all the artists here. And yeah, this is where I really want to start pushing out the creativity, because it's so, obviously I live here now, so got some great places to shoot here, and great people, great cameramen and things like that. So I'm really excited to do it in my new home.
Yeah, definitely. So who do you listen to outside of the UK as well?
Oh, outside of the UK, okay, there is a couple of kind of sort of up and coming artists. Audrey Nuna, great artist. I've been trying to listen, because I used to only listen to a lot of male singers, but I've started to listen to a lot more female singers. But yeah, obviously I love my people like Dre and things like that. He just bang after banger. But yeah, Audrey Nuna's a great artist, and yeah, loads of people really. The list goes on.
So when I said that, obviously you want to film your next music video in Manchester. If you could pick anywhere outside of the UK, anywhere around the world, where would you pick?
I think it would either have to be, I don't know, maybe somewhere like New Orleans, just because it's my favourite place in the world, or somewhere like LA. But I think loads of people pick there. So I'm going to say New Orleans, because I love jazz music and things. So I think that would encapsulate who I am as a person.
I love that. So how long have you been liking jazz music for?
Cool, I love jazz music for years. I used to listen to a lot of Ella Fitzgerald when I was younger, and I just fell in love with that kind of 20s vibe, and cigarette holders and girls and boozy, and I just, where I loved acting, whenever I used to watch films set in the 20s or 40s or anything like that, that kind of era, I was really fascinated by kind of that time, and yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That I like that. I think my favourite era is the 70s.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 70s is good.
You've also posted on Instagram that you want to be fluent in Spanish by 2022 as well.
Yes, I do.
So would you ever want to collaborate with a Spanish artist?
Oh, 100%. This is why I want to learn a language, because I think it just broadens your music vocabulary, because you've got a whole other set of words to use, play with, rhyme with, do you know what I mean? And then a whole other audience that you can touch more because you're speaking their language, and I love Spanish music, so.
And it's all about connecting and networking, and that's what I love. Like, I love networking with like artists outside of the UK, because like even though you can't understand what they're saying, because obviously you don't understand the language, you can still feel the beat, and you can still feel the rhyme within the words and what they're saying, and it's so catchy.
Yeah.
I like that. I rate that. Like you'd like to learn another language to be able to like move around like in different parts of the country and speak and rap different languages. Like, I could definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Especially because I used to live there, and all my cousins still live there. So obviously they've got lots of Spanish friends and things like that who can share my music. But it's obviously they're a lot more taken to it if it's in their own language. And I think it's kind of a sexy language too. So I don't mind speaking Spanish.
So, who is like your biggest inspiration?
I think it would have to be, and I've always said this, it's not even someone musical, it's my little brother. Always. He inspires me to do better. He inspires me to push myself, to show him that he can do it too, you know. And I think even more than my mum and dad, he looks up to me, because he's like, wow, and he's got his friends at school talking about me, and it's kind of inspired me to go, wow, I can actually really change this boy's mindset and really make a really good impact on his life. He's always been my biggest inspiration. He's been like a son to me since he was born. So, but he's my favourite person in the world.
What's happening for 2021? So you're gonna do this music video. You're gonna get the release out. What's coming up next?
More music, more energy. Obviously, hopefully COVID is going to not be as bad, so hopefully I'll be able to travel. I would like to start doing some live sets, but because I love performing live, absolutely love it, but obviously that's COVID dependent. But yeah, just lots more music, and yeah, hopefully lots more videos for sure.
You did it quite like a bad time, didn't you? Like, you've literally just built all this up, and then you come and then COVID's hit.
Oh, I don't know. Do you know what though? I think it's actually given my mind a break and the space it needed to really focus on something I loved. And in fact, I think this has actually been the best year of my life ever. So it's kind of weird, really, because I know it's affected. It's so sad, affected so many people, and God bless everyone who's been affected by it. But it's really kind of I don't know. It's kind of changed my life in a good way, and I've ended up doing things that I never thought I would do, or kind of had the bottle to do. So, and here I am.
Even though we've not been able to go out or anything, we still like have social media, and social media has played a massive part, I think, in everybody's lives this year, especially with the industry. We've been able to network, we've been able to connect. To be fair, I can relate. So if lockdown didn't happen, I probably like wouldn't be able to meet or like be able to speak to the people that I've been able to network with. And so what do you think about like the rise of female rap as well, because that is like taking over social media at the minute?
Wow, just the rise of female artists in general. Obviously, I'd shared Claudia Valentino. I don't know if you know her as an artist, great artist. And then obviously you've had that Olivia with Driver's License, just top all the charts today, first ever single she's ever released. So many great female producers and stuff. Obviously you've got Victoria Jane up here, who I've seen so many amazing things that she's been doing recently. So just to watch the girls come through a little bit is really nice. And I think we're underestimated in the music industry for sure, and underrepresented, which isn't a bad thing. And, you know, we can't stick our middle fingers up at the boys. We've just got to, do better and sit beside them. Do you know what I mean? And they've got to make room. And that's that.
Definitely. Like, you couldn't have said it any better. What advice could you give to somebody else who's in the music industry who's really struggling, like, due to lockdown, and they feel like they're a bit stuck and they're a bit lost and they're kind of like at a road end with producing more music?
I'd just say all of these feelings pass. That whatever you're feeling at whatever point, whether it's happiness, sadness, whatever, that feeling does not last forever, regardless of what feeling it is. You just got to ride it out. So if you're feeling like that, just know you're not going to feel like that forever. Bloody hell, like, we got like another 8 years left, you know what I mean? So that all these feelings pass, but even the happy ones as well. So just be mindful of your mind, and you know, kind of look down these things, you know, about how long you're kind of in that writer's block or frustrated for. Where are you when this happens? And I've done a lot of work with like mental health charities and things like that after like struggling for years on my own. And it's kind of the self-awareness. Once you've cracked that, once you can kind of almost take a step out of your body and look at yourself as if you're somebody else, that's when you can start fixing the problems. And I think it's when you're not aware that you've got any problems, that's when you can't figure them out. So I think, keeping a log and things like that and going, it always seems to be like the weekend after I'm really tired, I can't write or I'm struggling, then maybe that's something to look at, you know. Yeah,
what tips would you give to help people become a little bit more self-aware? Because I know, like, as much as social media can be so great, it can also really, really, like, affect people's mental health, not in the best way either. And some people don't realise it. So what advice could you give to help people, throw a little few tips out to help people become a little bit more self-aware so they know, like, this is affecting me, I don't need to go on this, I don't need to look at this?
I think surrounding yourself with people that, obviously it's quite difficult in these times, but surrounding yourself in front of people that you don't need to wear makeup, or you don't need to wear your best clothes, or you don't need to put a filter on when you Snapchat them, they're the times when you're totally aware of who you are and you're okay with that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm my most beautiful, my most funny when, you know, you capture them moments and I'm sitting on the toilet FaceTiming my best friend with no makeup on. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's when I'm being me, and that's when I'm being self-aware, and that's when I can sometimes look and go, cool, am I using filters all the time on my Instagram? And I kind of look at that and go, right, I need to stop that a little bit now, because you're loving something that's not you. You're loving a different version of yourself, and that's never, ever, ever healthy. So I think it's learning to love that, and I think being surrounded by people who love you with none of that rubbish kind of helps you to realise how beautiful you are.
Yeah, I can, oh my God, honestly, I think agree with everything you've been saying, even like from, because sometimes I have to think like I'm doing my filters a little bit too much now, like.
Yeah.
I don't even have green eyes, I've got blue eyes.
Yeah, trust. I do it all the time, and then it becomes a thing where
I wish I had green eyes.
Oh no, I know. And then it becomes that you actually start hating, like my eyes were one of my most favourite features about me, and then since these filters where you can change your eye colour, I'm like, I want to change my eyes, but they used to be one of my most favourite things about me. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? And I think that's the self-awareness thing, is that we're doing it to ourselves, and that we can't blame anyone else. If you want to love yourself, put the phone down, put it down.
I always feel like when I've got no makeup on, I'm sat down like with a t-shirt on, my hair's a ball bag on my head, and I'm just like chilling out.
Yeah, trust me.
But thank you so much for the interview. I can't wait.
Oh, thank you so much for interviewing me. I really appreciate that.
And yeah, like, keep going. It's lit 2021. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm so excited for the summer. I'm excited for another summer up here, because obviously I've done the last summer up here. Yeah, I'm just excited. More people, more connections, more music. Just bring it on. I've never been happier. Never been happier in my whole entire life.
I can feel your energy. You're gonna smash it. You know exactly, what you want and where you're going. You're literally just in tunnel vision. So I can't even watch you journey. And like, all the best.
Thank you.
I'm glad you love it.
Oh, sweet. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, because I listen to Unity. That is the station that that's on in my car every day when I'm driving to work. So it's been great to do an interview with you. So yeah, chuffed.